There's a lot of confusion about tire pressure right now. I've had dozens of customers this month alone asking me questions like, should I ignore my door jamb sticker and run higher pressure? Am I destroying my tires? Is there a secret trick to get better fuel economy? Here's what's happening. People are seeing their tires wear out early, maybe at 30,000 miles instead of 60,000. They're wondering if it's a pressure issue, or they're looking for ways to save money on gas and heard that tire pressure's the key. The problem is, there's a lot of conflicting advice out there, and it's hard to know what's actually true. So today, I'm gonna clear up the confusion once and for all. What does that door jamb number actually mean? When should you follow it exactly? When should you adjust it? How do you know if you're doing it right? And most importantly, how do you avoid making expensive mistakes? By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, simple system for maintaining your tire pressure that maximizes tire life, keeps you safe, and optimizes your fuel economy. No gimmicks, no confusion, just straightforward answers. Let's dive in. What the door jamb number really means. Let's start with the basics. That tire pressure sticker on your driver's door jamb, sometimes in your glove box or fuel door, shows your vehicle manufacturer's recommended tire pressure. This isn't a random number. It's the result of extensive testing where engineers balanced ride comfort, handling, tire wear, fuel economy, and safety for your specific vehicle. They tested different weights, speeds, and road conditions. They worked directly with tire manufacturers. Then they gave you this number. It's designed for normal driving conditions, daily commuting, errands, highway trips with typical passenger loads, not towing heavy trailers or constantly hauling maximum cargo, just regular everyday use. You'll notice it often shows different numbers for front and rear tires. That's because your engine sits over the front wheels, so they carry more weight. The pressures account for this weight distribution. One critical detail: this is for cold tires. Cold means the car's been sitting at least 3 hours, or you've driven less than a mile. After driving, tires heat up and pressure increases by 3 to 5 psi. That's normal and expected. The 3 tire wear patterns you need to know. Your tread tells you a story. Here's how to read it. Edge wear, both sides. When both outer edges wear faster than the center, that's underinflation. The tire can't maintain its proper shape under the vehicle's weight. The sidewalls flex too much, the contact patch gets wider, and the edges bear most of the load. This is the most common wear pattern I see in my shop, and here's why. Tires naturally lose about 1 to 2 psi per month just from air slowly permeating through the rubber. If you set your pressure to 35 psi and don't check for 6 months, you could be down to 29 or 30 psi. That's when edge wear accelerates. The fix is simple. Check monthly and maintain the recommended pressure. If you catch it early, you can stop the damage. If you wait until the edges are bald, you've already lost thousands of miles of tire life. Center wear. If the center wears faster than the edges, that's overinflation. When you put too much air in a tire, it can't flex properly. The tire balloons outward in the middle, and the center of the tread makes more contact with the road than the edges. This often happens when people hear about running higher pressure for fuel economy and go too far. Yes, a couple psi higher might help slightly, but 8 to 10 psi over the recommendation causes this problem. You save a few dollars on gas, but lose hundreds on premature tire replacement. Not a good trade. One side wear. One edge wearing significantly faster. That's not a pressure issue. Your alignment is off. Get it checked immediately. Even wear. The goal. Consistent tread depth across the entire width means your pressure is right, your alignment is good, and you're rotating regularly. This is how you get 60,000 miles from good tires. When to adjust your tire pressure. The door jamb number is your baseline, but there are legitimate times to adjust it. Heavy loads, road trip with 4 adults and full luggage, hauling building materials or furniture. This is when you need to increase your tire pressure. Here's why. That door jamb number assumes typical loads. Maybe you and one passenger with some groceries. When you add significantly more weight, you're compressing the tires more. Without additional pressure, the tires will flex
flex excessively, run hot, and could even fail on a long highway trip. Add 3 to 5 psi to the recommended pressure when heavily loaded. Some vehicles show a maximum load pressure on the door jamb. Use that number when you're maxing out your vehicle's capacity. Just remember to reduce pressure back to normal after you unload. I see people forget this step all the time, and then they're running around with overinflated tires when they're driving solo again. Temperature changes. For every 10 degrees Fahrenheit temperature change, your tire pressure changes about 1 psi. Set your tires to 35 psi and fall at 70 degrees F. When winter hits at 30 degrees F, you're down to 31 psi, even though no air escaped. Check and adjust when seasons change. You might need to add 3 to 4 psi in winter to maintain proper pressure. Long highway trips. Extended highway driving, especially in summer heat, can benefit from adding 2 to 3 psi. Highway speeds generate more heat, which increases pressure. Starting slightly higher when cold compensates for this heat. The TPMS warning light myth. Many drivers think the TPMS light tells them when pressure is even slightly off. It doesn't. By law, TPMS only has to warn you when pressure drops 25% below the recommendation. If you should be at 35 psi, that light won't trigger until you hit 26 psi. At 26 psi, you're dangerously underinflated. Your tire is flexing excessively, running hot, and wearing rapidly. The TPMS is an emergency warning, not a maintenance tool. Don't wait for the light. Check manually every month. How to check tire pressure correctly. Get a quality gauge. Skip those pencil-style gauges at gas stations. They're often off by 3 to 5 psi. Invest $15 to $25 in a quality digital gauge with ANSI certification, accurate within 0.5 psi. It's a one-time purchase that lasts 10 years plus. Check when cold. First thing in the morning before driving, or after the car's been sitting 3 hours. Pressure increases 3 to 5 psi after driving, so hot readings will be higher than they should be when cold. Check all 4 tires monthly. Remove the valve cap, press the gauge firmly onto the valve stem, read the number, and compare to your door jamb sticker. Front and rear might be different. If you're low, add air. If you're high, press the center pin to release some. Set a monthly reminder on your phone right now. First of every month, check your tires. 5 minutes of check-in can save you hundreds in premature tire replacement. Common myths about tire pressure. Myth number 1, higher pressure always means better fuel economy. Reality, yes, higher pressure reduces rolling resistance, but we're talking 1 to 2% improvement for most vehicles. That's $30 to $50 per year, but you risk premature center wear, harsh ride, and reduced grip. The small fuel savings isn't worth the trade-offs. Myth number 2, the maximum pressure on the tire sidewall is what you should run. Reality, that's the maximum safe pressure, not the recommended operating pressure. Most passenger car tires show 44 to 51 psi maximum. Your actual target is the door jamb number, which is typically 30 to 36 psi. Myth number 3, you only need to check when the TPMS light comes on. Reality, by the time that light illuminates, you're already 25% low and damaging your tires. Check manually every month, regardless of warning lights. The real costs and benefits. Let's talk about actual numbers so you understand what's at stake. A good set of 4 tires costs $600 to $1,000 installed. With proper maintenance and correct tire pressure, you should get 50 to 70,000 miles from good tires. That's 6 to 8 years for the average driver. But if you consistently run too low, even just 5 to 7 psi under the recommendation, you might only get 35 to 40,000 miles before the edges are shot. You've just lost $250 to $400 worth of tire life. That's real money. Now, what about the fuel economy claims? Yes, properly inflated tires do improve fuel economy compared to underinflated ones. If you're running at 28 psi when you should be at 35, fixing that could improve your fuel economy by 2 to 3%. For someone driving 12,000 miles at 25 mpg with $3.50 gas, that's about $70 per year saved. But here's the important part. Running significantly above the recommendation for that extra 1 to 2% fuel economy gain, you might save $15 to $25 per year in fuel, but you risk premature center wear that could cost you hundreds. The math doesn't work out. The sweet spot is simple. Maintain the manufacturer's recommended pressure. You get optimal tire life, proper safety, good handling, and you're not leaving significant fuel savings on the table. possible. What to do right now. Step 1. Find your door jamb sticker and take a photo with your phone. Can't find it? Check your owner's manual or glove box. Step 2. Buy a quality digital tire gauge this week. $20 investment that pays for itself immediately. Step 3. Check your tire pressure tomorrow morning before you drive. See where you actually stand. Step 4. Adjust to the door jamb recommendation for normal driving. Only deviate when you have heavy loads, temperature extremes, or long highway trips. Step 5. Set a monthly reminder on your phone right now. First of every month, check your tires. Step 6. Next time you rotate your tires, inspect the wear pattern. Even wear means you're doing it right. Unusual wear means it's time to investigate why. Tire pressure doesn't have to be complicated. Your car's manufacturer did the engineering work for you. They gave you a number that balances safety, tire life, comfort, and efficiency. Follow that number for normal driving. Adjust intelligently when you have heavy loads, temperature changes, or special circumstances. Check monthly with a quality gauge. Read your tire wear patterns to confirm you're doing it right. Do this consistently and you'll get maximum tire life. 60,000 plus miles from good tires. You'll maintain optimal fuel economy. You'll have proper handling and safety. And you'll have peace of mind knowing your tires are in good shape. That's it. No secrets, no tricks, just proper maintenance. If this helped clear up the confusion, hit that like button and subscribe for more straightforward automotive advice. Drop a comment and let me know, when's the last time you checked your tire pressure? I'm betting at least one of your tires is low right now. Thanks for watching. Now go check those tires.